Animal Crossing has a lot of characters. Not counting New Horizon, there are already 472 villagers. But today we'll be focusing on the hardworking folks, like KK Slider, Isabelle, or the Able Sisters. Hi, I'm Mario Bueno with the leaderboard, and to give them the props they deserve, today we're running through every single special character in Animal Crossing. Ever. The Able Sisters. Sable. Birthday, November 22nd. Sable is the reserved oldest sister of the Able family. Sable quietly works on sewing in the back of the store. She's standoffish at first, but if you keep talking to her, she'll warm up to you and tell you the Able's family story. In New Leaf, befriending her also gets you access to the QR code machine and a mannequin. Mabel. Birthday, May 22nd. Mabel co-owns the Able Sisters clothing and tailor shop with her older sister Sable. She's the more charismatic of the two, so she actually talks to the customers about new clothing patterns and purchasing clothes, umbrellas, and accessories. LaBelle, or Label. Birthday, October 31st. LaBelle is a clerk and aspiring fashion designer with a dramatic backstory. Her real name is Label, and she's one of the Able sisters. Her parents passed away when she and her sisters were young, and Label ran away from home after an argument with her older sister Sable. Gracie took Label under her hoof, changed her name to LaBelle, and put her to work as a clerk in Gracie Grace and City Folk. In New Leaf, she makes amends with her sisters and works in the accessory section of the family business. By the time New Horizons rolls around, she's truly patched things up with Sable and goes by Label again. Beppy, Carlo, and Giovanni. Birthdays, July 17th, May 3rd, and September 5th. You may not know these guys if you haven't been playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, but they've got a whole mobile home empire. These three brothers run OK Motors, where players can upgrade and customize their camper vans. Giovanni runs the shop, Beppy is the head painter, and Carlo is the head mechanic. The brothers also run a gambling side hustle with their Break Tapper slot machine. Blanca, birthday, February 8th. Blanca, not to be confused with the Street Fighter character, wanders around your town with a blank expression. They ask you to draw them a face, so don't betray their trust and draw something gross, okay? In games like City Folk, your friends can actually see what you draw, so please don't embarrass yourself. In New Leaf, Blanca gets promoted to April Fool's Day event character and impersonates all the other villagers in a wholesome guessing game. Blathers, birthday, September 24th. Blathers is the museum director, as well as a scholar and aspiring archaeologist. He's a highly educated city owl who postponed, or ditched, finishing his doctorate to accept this post. He takes an interest in any fossils, bugs, fish, and paintings you find. And, after he finishes his identification course in the first game, will happily identify your fossils for you. He'll put your donations up for display in the museum. Oh, and he's terrified of bugs. Celeste. Birthday, September 7th. Celeste works in the museum with her brother Blathers, but she runs the observatory upstairs. She'll aid the player with stargazing and creating entirely new constellations. Sadly, in New Leaf, the museum acts as the observatory and turns it into the museum shop and exhibition rooms, where Celeste is forced to work instead. This is exactly why you pay the suggested donation at the museum, people. Booker. Birthday, April 23rd. Booker, along with his partner Copper, works as either a police officer or as a guard outside the town gate. Unlike Copper, he is incredibly timid and unsure of himself. He runs the town's Lost and Found and will give away anything without hesitation. Brewster. Birthday, October 15th. Brewster is the local barista with a freakish amount of coffee knowledge and very strong opinions. About coffee, at least. He owns and runs The Roost, a coffee shop that started out as part of the museum and has since turned into its own store. He even makes an appearance in Pocket Camp as a special item. You can craft a food cart version of his shop so you can grab some Joe on the go. Brewster hates it when you don't drink your coffee immediately, and you have to earn the rights to milk and sugar. He also rewards his most loyal customers with pigeon milk, which, speaking from personal experience as a New Yorker who is constantly crapped on by those rats with wings, yeah, that doesn't sound very appealing to me. Oh, and he freaking loves gyroids. Chip. Birthday, December 9th. Chip is in charge of the fishing tourney. On tourney days, he'll set up his tent and accept your fish between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. He'll let you know if you caught the largest fish, and will even eat it on the spot. I mean, he has to, it's how he gets the most precise measurement. Chip awards you a trophy if you break the day's record, and he'll give you the Golden Rod if you catch all the types of fish. CJ. Birthday, currently unknown. In New Horizons, CJ runs the fishing tournament. He'll give you 3 minutes to catch as many fish as you possibly can. When he's not running the fishing tournament, CJ is a streamer, which is to say he live streams his fishing expeditions, taking this way too literally. Copper. Birthday, June 28th. Unlike his partner Booker, Copper is very serious about his job as a police officer or guard. If he's working at the police station, he'll tell you about upcoming events, the location of visitors, and host morning workouts. If he's working at the town gate, he holds the hefty responsibility of opening and closing the gate for your friends. He'll also help you by giving you your friend code and helping with your DS suitcase and Wi-Fi. Cyrus. Birthday, January 26th. Cyrus is a craftsman who owns retail with his wife, Reese. His set of talents is eclectic. He can customize furniture, even crystallize it with ore, create mini replicas of your completed fossil sets, and make music boxes of KK Slider's greatest hits. Reese. Birthday, July 5th. Reese and her husband Cyrus own retail. She'll buy anything from you at its full value, and there are daily specials to buy items for double. You can ask her for stock market prices and to display an item for sale in the shop. And she'll even dispose of your garbage for 80 bells apiece. Don and Sonny Rossetti. Birthdays, May 1st and April 6th. Don Rossetti and his more confrontational younger brother, the Mr. Sonny Rossetti, run the Reset Intervention Bureau, and later the Reset Surveillance Center. The Rossettis work hard to make sure you don't quit without saving. Their center, or even just a manhole, can be ridiculously hard to find, but Sonny in particular will get very mad at you if you don't save. Dr. Shrunk. Birthday, January 2nd. Dr. Shrunk gives you the tools to express yourself. Without him, you'd be an emotionless robot drifting through life. Or possibly one of those dead-eyed, mass-murdering villagers that you see in Smash Brothers memes all the time. Since he also loves comedy, he'll teach you jokes. In City Folk, he runs a comedy club in the Marquee with a very shady MC, and in New Leaf, he opens up Club LOL. Farley. Birthday, August 31st. Once you achieve a perfect town in Animal Crossing, Farley emerges from his home in the fountain to present you with a golden axe. Whew, good thing Nintendo and Sega are friends these days. And he's probably the voice you hear when you talk to the Bell Shrine. Flick. Birthday, unknown. Flick runs the bug-off, bug-catching competition in New Horizons. They've also got a pretty dope punk rock heavy metal style, and even have a black spiky bug net. Franklin. Birthday, October 10th. In Animal Crossing and City Folk, Franklin only appears during the Harvest Festival, hiding behind trees and buildings, waiting for you to bring him knives and forks. The poor guy is terrified that the villagers invited him because they wanted to eat him. In New Leaf, Franklin not only owns his fear, he becomes the Harvest Festival's chef. Good on you, Franklin. Frillard. Birthday, June 22nd. Frillard is Dr. Shrunk's mentor. He very occasionally fills in for Shrunk during the Marquee period, teaching you emotions and making some pretty solid jokes. Gracie. Birthday, November 14th. Our first celebrity. Gracie is the #1 name in fashion, a very successful fashion designer, and the face of Miss Nintendique. She owns her own luxury furniture store, Gracie Grace, in City Folk, and has her own floor of the TNT Emporium in New Leaf. She also gives fashion tips. In earlier games, she travels to small towns to spread the good word of fashion by making you wash her car or take a quiz or something. Gulliver. Birthday, May 25th. Gulliver is an explorer who has bounced between 2 different occupations, sailor and astronaut. If he's a sailor, you find him marooned on the beach and help him jog his memory. If he's an astronaut, you freaking shoot him out of the sky and then help him repair his ship as if you're totally innocent. Kind of a dick move, but either way, he'll still give you a rare item. Outdoor Gyroid. Birthday, currently unknown. Gyroids are typically just little singing pieces of furniture, but you can talk to this special gyroid and he'll save your game for you, and so save you from the wrath of Mr. Rossetti. This hero will also relay messages, sell items to other villagers, and store your extra stuff. Pretty handy dude. Harriet. Birthday, January 31st. Harriet runs the local barbershop, adorably named the Shampoodle. With her impressively large hair vocabulary, she'll ask you a few questions and then change your hairstyle and color for you. In New Leaf, she'll even give you colored contact lenses or give you a complete makeover as a me. Harvey. Birthday, August 2nd. Harvey is a happy hippie who runs the campground. Yellow birds love him because he throws them beans, and he may give you some throwing beans too. Isabelle. Birthday, December 20th. Even though she's a relatively new character, Isabelle has become Nintendo's go-to poster dog for Animal Crossing. Sure, she'll beat you to a pulp with a fishing rod in Smash Brothers, but in New Leaf, she's actually your secretary and assistant when you're the town mayor. She also keeps the town running whenever you take a break from your mayoral duties, assuming of course she's not off with the Doomslayer mowing down heaps of the undead in the Great Hereafter. Digby. Birthday, December 20th. Besides being Isabel's less famous twin, Digby's an expert in homes and home building. In New Leaf, for instance, he's in charge of the Happy Home Showcase, where you can see Street Pass players' houses. Otherwise, he helps you with rebuilding and even works as a happy homeroom judge. Jack. Birthday, October 31st. All hail the Czar of Halloween, cause I can't use the Tim Burton song for copyright reasons. Jack only appears on the night of Halloween, or in New Leaf, early October, and will give you some spooky furniture in exchange for candy. If you don't have candy, he'll pull a trick on you, like turning an item in your inventory into a Jack-in-the-Box. Jingle. Birthday, December 24th. Jingle appears at the climax of Animal Crossing's holiday season, on Toy Day on December 24th. In Animal Crossing and City Folk, Jingle will appear on December 24th to give everyone presents. However, in New Leaf, you have to play Santa, but Jingle still helps you out by giving you a magic present sack. Joan. Birthday, January 8th. Every Sunday morning, Joan will come to your town and sell turnips as she's done for 60 years. The price of white turnips, her mainstay, depends on the stock market. In Wild World and City Folk, you can also buy some high-maintenance red turnips for the chance to earn some extra bells. Daisy May. Birthday, currently unknown. Daisy May runs the turnip market, just like Joan. Is she related to Joan? We don't know. At least not yet. Daisy May is a kid, so maybe she's Joan's daughter or niece? Well, whoever she is, she'll sell you turnips on Sunday that you can hopefully turn for a profit. KK Slider. Birthday, August 23rd. Alright, now for everyone's favorite. KK Slider is a musician who will post up wherever he's welcome. He's moved from outside the train station, to the Roost, to Club LOL, where he also works as DJ KK. On Saturday nights, you can request a song from him, or discover a new favorite from his increasingly expansive music library. Cap'n. Birthday, July 12th. If you need to go somewhere in the Animal Crossing universe, Cap'n's your guy. Cap'n is a sailor at heart, but a master of all transport. He pilots the ferry to the island in Animal Crossing, drives you to your Wild World town in his black taxi, and is the bus driver in City Folk. He also drives the motorboat to Tortimer Island in New Leaf, where the rest of his family lives. Grams, Leilani, and Layla. Birthdays, April 15th, September 26th, and August 16th. Even though Tortimer technically owns the whole island by New Leaf, Cap'n's family runs the whole show. His mother, Grams, sells exclusive souvenirs. His wife, Leilani, works at the information desk, organizes tours, and arranges the players' transportation back to town. And their daughter, Layla, runs a freaking scam. Okay, not really. She's just a little kid. It's that you can sell items to her for worse rates than the store back in town, so yeah, just saying. Caitlin and Katie. Birthdays, June 3rd and October 22nd. In Wild World and City Folk, when you visit another player's town, you'll find Katie, separated from her mother and crying. If you help Katie find her mother Caitlin, you'll be mailed a present in return. In New Leaf, Katie's big enough to travel by herself, but wants to travel with you to your friend's town. Katrina. Birthday, October 28th. Katrina is a fortune teller. She's gone from having a tent that appears in a random part of town to appearing in front of the town hall. Eventually, she has her own shop, then goes back to living in a tent in the plaza until she gets a fortune shop. Wherever she is, she'll tell your fortune, though in New Leaf you can also opt for a charm. Kix. Birthday, November 30th. On nice days in City Folk, Kix will be running a shoe shine near the Shampoodle. As expected, getting a shoe shine will change the color of your shoes to match your hair or outfit. All that hard work paid off because in New Leaf, Kix opens up a self-titled store where he sells shoes and socks and a whole bunch of other accessories. Good on you, buddy. In New Horizons, he's going to be selling even more accessories than just shoes and socks. Leaf. Birthday, August 8th. Leaf runs the gardening store, where you can buy seeds, fertilizer, and houseplants. If you let your weed problem get out of control, no, we're not talking about that kind, this is a Nintendo game for God's sake. Leaf will challenge you to see how quickly you can pick them all. In Pocket Camp, he'll appear during Leaf's Spring Flower event, searching for various ladybugs. Lloyd. Birthday, August 28th. Lloyd is all over the place. In City Folk, Lloyd runs the auction house. He'll help you bid on an item, submit your own item for bidding, or store something in the check room. In New Leaf, he's a construction foreman, overseeing construction for public works projects and taking donations. He'll also sell you tools on the island or in your dream town. In Pocket Camp, he watches over your garden and sells you flower seeds. Lottie. Birthday, September 12th. Lottie introduces you to the world of Happy Home Designer. She's your senior worker at Nook's Homes and will provide you with all the necessary tutorials and item explanations. In New Leaf and Pocket Camp, she works at the Happy Home Academy. Luna. Birthday, February 29th. Luna runs the Dream Suite where you can Dreamwalk. Basically, you visit dream versions of other people's towns. You can't change anything permanently in this other town, and the other player won't even know you're there.
Ooh, spooky.
Lyle. Birthday, June 6th. Lyle makes his debut as a sketchy insurance salesman. He won't leave you alone until you buy insurance from him for 3,000 bells. In City Folk, Lyle gets a new job at the Happy Room Academy, and he still won't leave you alone until you join. He'll also help you manage your HRA evaluation. He's still working for them in New Leaf and even appears happier there. By Pocket Camp, he's even a judge for the Happy Homeroom. Nat. Birthday, July 25th. Nat is in charge of Bug Off. It's like the fishing tourney but with bugs. He'll set up his tent outside the town hall or town tree and rate your bug by size. If he rates it highly, you'll receive a piece of furniture, and an additional trophy if you win. But unlike Chip, Nat doesn't eat the bugs you give him. Well, not in front of you at least. Orville. Birthday, currently unknown. Orville runs the desk at Dodo Airlines, and basically checks you in for your flights. He lets you invite other players via local player wireless, and greets guests from near or afar with a cheery grin and some applause. Pascal. Birthday, July 19th. To some, Pascal is a respected philosopher, and to others, he's just a rambling floaty hippie. He appears once a week, and if you give him a scallop and let him wax poetic about the universe, he'll give you some special furniture. In Wild World, he'll even give you the Golden Axe if you complete a successful chain of gift giving. Pave. Birthday, March 3rd. Pave hosts Festival, an all-day festival of color, costumes, and craziness, which falls on the day before Mardi Gras and Carnival. During the festivities, Pave will request candy or feathers, which you can get by playing Festival games. You can trade them for furniture from the Pave set. Pelly. Birthday, March 19th. Pelly is a diligent daytime clerk. In Animal Crossing and New Leaf, Pelly works in the post office. You talk to her to send and save letters. In Wild World, the post office becomes part of the town hall, so she additionally lets you edit the town tune and updates the town bulletin board. She just works at the town hall in City Folk, where she solves problems for you like lockouts. Pete. Birthday, March 8th. Pete is the town's mail carrier. He delivers mail around 5 p.m. unless you happen to shoot him out of the sky. What is it with villagers in doing this? He's also involved in a scandalous pelican love triangle with Pelly and Phyllis. See, Pelly has feelings for Pete, but Pete has feelings for the other clerk, Phyllis. Which brings me to Phyllis. Birthday, November 21st. As for Phyllis, she has feelings for, well, nobody really. As Pelly's antisocial older sister, Phyllis just works the night shift of Pelly's jobs. And she's not shy about how little she likes her gig. She's just generally rude. And in Wild World, she won't pull any punches when evaluating your town. So, be prepared for some snark. Phineas. Birthday, June 20th. Phineas randomly appears on clear days to give you things. In City Folk, he gives you pinwheels, bubble wands, and balloons out of the goodness of his heart. In New Leaf, he's the Scoutmaster and will award badges for your achievements. Porter. Birthday, April 17th. The life of my birthday twin Porters is a simple one. He runs the train station and makes sure you get to where you need to go. Red. Birthday, October 18th. Red runs Crazy Reds, which, let's be honest here, it's kind of a scam. He's got a true shop in City Folk, but Red usually sets up a tent in town once a week. He sells overpriced wares and paintings that may or may not be counterfeits. In New Leaf, he comes to specialize in art. Red has also been known to run a few stands, specifically at the fireworks show. Rover. Birthday, February 1st. Rover is a passionate traveler. He's usually the first person you talk to even before you get to your new town. Your conversation with him determines character creation, naming the town, and setting up the game's clock. In Wild World, he's sometimes at the Roost and will set up tag mode for you. Sahara. Birthday, November 10th. Sahara wanders into town with a selection of rare carpets, and, starting in Wild World, rare wallpaper. How you obtain Sahara's fine wares depends on the game. You can trade for what you want, run an errand, or just straight up pay her. Serena. Birthday, March 18th. Serena is an actual fountain goddess. If you throw an axe into the middle of the town's fountain, Serena will appear and ask you some questions. Depending on your answers, Serena may upgrade your axe to either a gold or silver version. Snowman family. Birthday, currently unknown. The snowman owes his entire existence to you. Roll up various snowballs around town, stack them up, and voila! The snowman's joie de vivre depends on how well he's made, so no pressure. After he melts, you'll receive a piece of furniture from the Snowman series. In New Leaf, we can meet a whole entire snowman family. They'll each give you an exclusive series of furniture depending on their construction and other factors. Snowman loves bingo and Snowmam loves snowflakes. Snowboy and Snowtyke love life? Oh. Tom Nook, birthday, May 30th. Tom Nook is the most important character on this list, other than Isabelle, I mean. Up until New Leaf, he runs the town shop and will be the first person in town to greet you. He'll even take you to your house and hire you to work at his store until you pay off the mortgage. But in New Leaf, he fully embraces his interest in real estate and opens Nook's Homes. He offers you his tent while he constructs your house and you chip away at that mortgage. Later on, he also provides house customization and renovation. In New Horizons, Tom's expanded his business exponentially. He now owns Nook Inc., which does everything from Nook phones to deserted island getaway packages. Basically, he gives Jeff Bezos and Jack Ma a run for their money while looking dapper in a very fine sweater vest. Timmy and Tommy. Birthday, June 7th. Timmy and Tommy are twins, but the jury's still out about whether they're Tom Nook's nephews, sons, or just his young pupils. They work upstairs at Nookington's, buying and selling various home needs. When their quote-unquote uncle starts a real estate agency in New Leaf, they transform Nookington's into their own Nookling store, which you can upgrade all the way to the TNT Emporium. In New Horizons, Timmy and Tommy appear to be working for Tom again. Tortimer. Birthday, December 31st. Tortimer is the mayor of Animal Crossing, until you take over at least. During his tenure, he would take charge during most events, detailing competitions or handing out freebies. Oh, and I hear he's pretty good friends with Cornimer from the Acorn Festival. After he retires in New Leaf, he leads all the tours on his very own island, Tortimer Island. Wendell. Birthday, February 25th. Wendell is a traveling artist and designer. The logistics are a little different in every game, but essentially if you give Wendell something to eat, he'll trade you for one of his wallpapers. In New Leaf, he only appears in Dreamwalks to give you other players' designs. Wilbur. Birthday, currently unknown. Wilbur also works for Dodo Airlines, but he's the pilot. You can definitely tell he takes his job seriously because he uses that Delta Oscar speak. He'll take you on tours to other players' islands, but where you end up depends on how he's feeling. Wishy. Birthday, currently unknown. When you wish upon a star, you'll receive a letter from Wishy on the next day attached to a gift. Whenever you wish upon a shooting star, you'll receive a letter from Wishy the next day, attached to a random gift. Wishy is probably the star? I don't know. Look, it's Animal Crossing. Don't think too hard about it. Wisp. Birthday, February 26th. Wisp is a benevolent spirit only found late at night. You either have to catch spirits in your net and bring them to Wisp, or find Wisp's magic lamp. In return, he'll get rid of all the town's weeds, give you an item, paint your roof, or kill all the roaches in your house. Which objectively sounds a lot better than spraying up the place with, a ton of raid or whatever. In New Leaf, you can use an amiibo to make Wisp possess that character and make a wish come true, depending on the amiibo you scanned. Zipper T. Bunny. Birthday, March 11th. Zipper is the face of what is objectively my favorite day ever, Bunny Day! He'll kickstart the search for bunny eggs, which contain bunny foils. Zipper will award you furniture from the Egg series or his portrait for those sweet, sweet foils. He's also a delightful dancer. And that's every NPC we've met so far, but I'm sure there will be plenty of new faces to see throughout the year in New Horizons. So, who's your favorite? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to the leaderboard. All players are welcome here, no matter what town you're from. Also, shout out to my boy Eugene from Pocket Camp, who just barely missed being on this list. I've been your host, Mario Bueno. Thanks for watching.